3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Mystery reading at number 1123. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting that subscribe button down below, and ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome. And thank you very much in helping me reach my goal of 300 subscribers. And thank you as well for your presence during this reading. So, jumping straight into interpreting the number 1123. Well, I do want to mention that there might be something significant here about Vikings. For somebody, it could be a sports team or even something from history or something else. Only take it if it resonates. But the number 1 in 1123, if you didn't already know, for me is about having trust and faith in yourself and the universe. Originally, this number for me was about alignment to becoming one. And I think eventually I learned to be able to do that. It's about having trust and faith in your instincts and the universe's willingness to meet you halfway, to work with you, build and create with you, to support you. So that's why I guess now it's just having trust and faith in yourself. Hope I'm expressing myself in a way that makes sense. I'm realizing that I'm not sure how that came out, but I think I got the message across that I wanted to get across. So moving on to the number 2. Well, there are 2 ones. So this one, that message to have trust and faith in yourself is kind of stronger, a little bit stronger than what's going to come through for the number 2 and 3, I feel like. The number 2 is about, or it can be about, confirmation of a significant relationship or situation on your mind. You know, that either was already on your mind when you walked into this reading or this video, or will come up as you watch this reading or this video. It can also be confirmation or guidance for you to walk away from someone or something within you or outside of you to create more peace and balance and fairness and justice and order within yourself. Maybe things are emotionally feeling kind of chaotic, and it's because you are holding on to someone or something, inside or outside of you, that is not meant for you. It doesn't reflect what you deserve, or this person doesn't reflect what you deserve. Maybe there's something here about being careful about how you refer to someone, how you talk about them, even if it's just your inner dialogue. This could be for better or for worse kind of thing. It's up to you to decide if your inner dialogue about somebody is true or not. Are you being honest with yourself about a person or a situation that is disturbing your inner peace? The number 2 can also be guidance or confirmation to be very wise about your choices and to make sure that you are prioritizing who and what truly does mean the most to you. I'm really getting this feeling here about aligning yourself with the right people, the right situations, that respect and value who you truly are. This is reminding me of the number 3, the next number that I'm going to talk about, because it's about expressing yourself, using your voice, being honest and authentic. So there's definitely a call here to be honest with yourself, especially if it has something to do with trusting and believing in yourself, or how you feel about your own faith, your own belief system. The number 3 can also be about healing and growing and being committed to these things, so that way you can commit to anyone and anything else that value and support your psychological and spiritual well-being and development and advancement in life. You deserve to be surrounded by people and things that allow you to grow and become more and more and more of who you are, and to attract more and more and more of who you really are. Authenticity is definitely a big theme here. And there could be a partner situation where you got to be honest with yourself. And again, this situation could be something that you're just going through by yourself, and you just need to be honest with yourself. And it could be both. Maybe you got to be honest with yourself as well as others. It just feels really, really important to use your voice and to protect your peace, so you can be surrounded by people, places, and things that want to protect your peace too, that want to help you prioritize what means the most to you. So if you do feel called to let go of someone or something, to honor your peace and your voice, trust yourself and believe in your ability to make the decision or decisions that you need to make, to honor the trust that you have, or that you should have, within and for yourself. Moving on to adding up these numbers. 1 + 1 is 2, + 2 is 4, + 3 is 7. And the number 7 is about expanding your awareness and your consciousness and becoming wiser and more deeply connected to your faith, the deeper meaning behind your existence, this life, some situation, whatever this reading is about for you. There is deeper spiritual meaning, especially if it pushes you to challenge yourself in a non-tangible psychological way, mental or emotional way. What is there to learn here? What could your healing teach you, if it hasn't already taught you anything already? I know loss and change can be difficult and sometimes scary, but there really is a lot to learn and to gain from pain and fear. I used to tell myself a lot that pain equals potential. So if you're someone who feels very deeply in both positivity and negativity, the negativity can be used to work for you rather than against you, to create more positivity, more strength, more light within yourself, and ultimately, attracting that into your life. So overall, with this number 1123, there's been a lot of talk here about paying attention to your intuition, trusting yourself, believing in yourself and your strength, your faith, and being very wise with your decisions, protecting your peace, using your voice, and honoring your emotional well-being and your personal and spiritual growth. There's something to learn here. There's always something to learn. So allow yourself the opportunity to become more aware and more conscious to what this all spiritually really means. I really liked talking about that number 1123. It's probably because, you know, it's a little bit different from the numbers that I've been talking about recently, or at least within recent weeks. But you can see that there are two decks of cards on the table. This is the Magical Dogs Tarot, and these are just index cards that I made myself. I wrote things on it myself. I do want to show you what's on this card that you saw on the bottom. You know what? Actually, no. If you feel called to, play the video back and read what it says. And if you can't read it, you were meant to see it. Because I'm not sure about the video quality. But I want to do it that way. Maybe even zoom in if you think that might help you see what that says. But if you don't feel called to read it, even if you can see it, it's okay if that message is still not meant for you. But I'm going to use these tarot cards to get more detail about what's actually going on here. One second. I thought I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. That's very frustrating. Maybe there is a distraction here for you. That could be frustrating. But as I was trying to say, hopefully nobody's wearing headphones and that notification noise is really loud. If it is, my bad. But yeah, I'm going to use these tarot cards to draw a few of them to get more detail about what's really going on here, especially with all those messages about the number 1123. There might be something here about speaking a Romance language, or like a language where you have to roll the R, like Spanish or Italian or something like that. I'm not sure what other languages there are, but yeah, I'll only take that if it resonates. The first card that I have, I don't know if I pulled it in reverse, but I felt called to turn it inwards. And it is the Three of Cups in reverse. Contemplating if I want to draw all these cards first and then talk about them. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Because I did that in a reading recently. I think just the last one. And I never really did that before, I don't think. I don't really ever do it. And I might change it to doing that. Because I think it might help me better manage my time too. Wow, this card, we have the Sun card in reverse. This was in the reading from yesterday. And we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Lots of reversals here. And that doesn't necessarily mean that their meanings are bad. I just wanted to point it out. Alright, and now I will draw out this index card here for you. Just saw the number 333 on the timer. We already did talk about the number 3, so it feels like it's powerful confirmation to use your voice, express yourself in whatever way you feel called to right now, and allow yourself to heal and to grow and to attract people and situations that reflect your deeper awareness about yourself and the world. We have, I need spiritual awakenings. Talk about expanding your awareness and your consciousness. Alright, let me set these down. The name Sam might be significant. But let's start with talking about this Three of Cups. Since it was the first card that I pulled, I just felt connected to the Three of Wands, which is about expansion, and the Three of Pentacles, which is about collaboration. Maybe these things, like you're wanting to do these things to expand, to work with people, but it's not time to celebrate yet. That's what this Three of Cups means upright. It's about celebration, spending time with friends, just having a really good time, maybe even drinking a little bit, depending on how old you are. But in reverse, this card is about solitude. Spending more time alone, especially if there is a decision that you need to make. Yeah. A decision that has an emotional, maybe even spiritual impact on you. The Sun in reverse, since it was the next card that I pulled. Well, upright, it's about positivity and light and becoming more aware, illuminating, shining light on something. But in reverse, there's a heaviness. And since this is a major arcana, the heaviness is light. It's quite heavy. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of darkness, maybe a sense of hopelessness or faithlessness, frustration. And this is really reminding me about what I was talking about before with how negativity can be used to work for you rather than against you. You know, negativity can be turned into positivity, darkness can be turned into light, and depending on how much darkness and heaviness you're feeling, you know, the potential of how much light or positivity you can create, you know, it depends. How heavy are things feeling for you right now? Like I said, pain equals potential. So if you allow yourself to explore this pain, this darkness, understand it, so you can allow yourself to learn and to grow, it feels like you would really be tapping into your full potential in some way. I forgot to talk about how the Three of Cups does have the number 3 on it, so that number is, yeah, it's definitely making itself known. And it feels like the most important part, the most important message from the number 3 is to express yourself. Use your voice, whether it's with other people, in a group setting, journaling, meditation. It feels more likely that this self-expression is going to be like a solo activity, but you do what you need to do to express yourself. I think, like I already said. But the Sun card has the number 19 on it, and 1 plus 9 is 10. And I have 2 messages for the number 10, as I usually do. And the first one is confirmation of the presence of your spirit guides who are here to support you. And now I'm seeing an index card that I saw by accident while I was trying to put them down on my bed next to me, and it said, "He's here." So it feels like there's a male or masculine spirit guide present for somebody. And I know that can come off vague, but if you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. If you don't, either this message is not for you, or explore what that means, the fact that he is here. The other message with the number 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. As we already said, that number is about having trust and faith in yourself. But this time it's specifically a message coming from your spirit guides and maybe even your ancestors or a male ancestor. I know that, surprisingly, a lot of men watch my videos. A lot more men than women, for any guy who needed to hear that. I personally feel that it's very important for men to realize, I guess, the part that they play in comparison to women, because generally speaking, men are physically stronger than women. And if they wanted to, they could, how do I say this? They could make this world however they want it to be. So, to the men out there, How are you going to use your strength? To protect or to harm? And no, this isn't just limited to men, but I'm speaking more about physical strength, which is reminding me of another card that I saw by accident while I was trying to set my cards down, which is, what was it? Something about paying attention to physical sensations. So maybe there's something here about actually feeling and acknowledging how physically strong you are. And it doesn't even have to be in comparison to women. And it doesn't even have to be about men. You know? But there's definitely a message here toward men from ancestors to recognize the part that you play, especially around other men. But that's very interesting. As I was talking about, your spirit guides really want you to trust and have faith in yourself. Moving on to this Two of Pentacles in reverse. Upright, it's about balancing priorities, making decisions, to invest or to not invest. And when it's in reverse, for some reason things are stalling. They're not moving forward. I just really get this strong feeling that you're kind of behind some sort of threshold. And once you pass this threshold, maybe there's something here to celebrate. You can work with other people and build with other people. So, what is this threshold and what can you do about it? Definitely feels like maybe there's a decision you need to make here, or or a new perspective that you need to find. And we talked about the number 2 already as well, which is, this could be about a significant relationship or situation on your mind that could have come up while watching this video. There's a call here to protect your peace, to walk away from whoever or whatever you need to walk away from to protect your peace, and to be very wise with your choices. I think if you choose, you make a choice that actually reflects you honestly, authentically, then you will pass that threshold of to reaching collaboration, celebration, that kind of thing. And then we have I need spiritual awakenings, which really makes a lot of sense, because it's like there's all of this commotion, movement around you, but there's so much stillness around you too. It's like, okay, imagine you standing there, or just a person, and around this person there's a layer of stillness, and then around that stillness there's a lot of chaos and there's a lot of motion. And I feel like this stillness is here to give you the opportunity to really think through something, and to maybe even wake up to something. So it feels like an important message overall here is to give yourself the space and the time that you need to reflect, and don't get distracted by the darkness. I want to say don't let the darkness win. Be wise with however you choose to move forward.